It was an eventful weekend across the sports landscape. With teams' undefeated seasons coming to an end and Super Bowl rematches, it was an exciting weekend to watch across all sports. Welcome back to Penn State Sports Night. I'm Lauren Harth, joined by Sophia Monteforte. And here we are to bring you this week's sports update. Previous #1 Texas hosted Georgia this past Saturday night for a highly anticipated in-conference matchup. The Bulldogs' offense came out hot, scoring 23 points in the first half, and the defense came out even stronger, holding the Longhorns scoreless at halftime. Redshirt freshman quarterback Arch Manning saw the field for the final 5 minutes of the first half to help get the offense moving, but still was unsuccessful in getting Texas points before half. Quinn Ewers was back in after halftime and gave Longhorn fans a glimmer of hope, scoring 15 points in the third quarter. Thanks to fans littering the field out of frustration with a pass interference call that erased an interception, the refs got together, overturning the call, putting Texas in prime field position. Quinn Ewers was able to find Jaden Blue in the end zone for what ended up being the Longhorns' final trip to the end zone. Georgia's running back Trevor Etienne sealed the win for the Bulldogs when he got his third rushing touchdown in the fourth quarter, setting the Bulldogs up for their 30-15 victory. With the loss, Texas has now fallen to 5 in the AP rankings, and Georgia has jumped both Ohio State and Penn State to move to 2 in the rankings despite their loss to Alabama earlier this season. Oregon claims the top spot coming off of their dominating shutout win at Purdue Friday night. No SEC team remains undefeated overall, but Texas A&M and LSU remain undefeated in SEC conference play as they prepare for their head-to-head matchup this weekend.
Yesterday, the top 2 teams of the NFC North faced off for the #1 spot. The 5-0 Vikings hosted the 4-1 Lions, and after a sloppy first quarter, the Vikings got away with the first touchdown. However, the Lions retaliated in the second quarter to score 3 touchdowns. Jared Goff had himself a game with 22 out of 25 completion, 280 yards, and 2 touchdowns. The teams went back and forth, holding the lead, with 15 seconds left in the fourth quarter, the Lions were down 29-28. The win fell on the shoulders of Lion kicker Jake Bates, who kicked a 44-yard field goal to secure the win. The Lions walked away 5-1 on the season and the #1 team in the NFC North, while the Vikings fell to #2 and lost their undefeated record. Now only the Kansas City Chiefs remain undefeated going into Week 8 with a 6-0 record after winning against the San Francisco 49ers yesterday. Since Sam Darnold is supposed to be the Vikings' saving grace this season, will the loss be the end of his success, or will the Vikings bounce back in Week 8?
Tennis legend Rafael Nadal faced off against longtime rival and friend Novak Djokovic in their unofficial 61st and final career exhibition match this past weekend at the Six Kings Slam in Saudi Arabia. In a battle for third place, Djokovic took the first set with ease, winning 6-2, but Nadal put up a fight, sending the second set to a tiebreak. Djokovic ultimately won the tiebreak, earning himself the third-place prize. This comes after Nadal announced his retirement from tennis on October 10th. Nadal hopes to be physically ready to play singles in his final career tournament in front of his hometown crowd at the Davis Cup in Spain at the end of November. Despite being unsure physically, the 22-time singles Grand Slam title holder is sure he will be emotionally ready to say his goodbye to professional tennis.
Last night, the New York Liberty won the WNBA championship for the first time in franchise history. After the Minnesota Lynx blew a lead in 5-game series against Liberty, both teams came to New York with a 2-for-2 record and the championship on the line. The Lynx started off the game strong, getting a 10-point lead in the second quarter. Then the Liberty gained their footing and ended the third quarter stealing the lead. Breanna Stewart and Sabrina Ionescu were a power duo in last night's match and put up the most points for the team. Stewart shot the free throw to send the game into overtime, and then another free throw for the win. With the Liberty winning the WNBA championship and the Yankees winning the ALCs to go to the World Series, New York has had its fair share of victories in the last week. But that was last week. And now, Lauren, I'm interested to know, what are you looking forward for this coming week with all the sports world?
As I said a little bit earlier, LSU facing off against Texas A&M. It'll be super exciting. Winner will have the sole lead in the SEC for their in-conference play, so I'm really looking forward to seeing who comes out on top there.
I agree with you on that. I'm most looking forward to this Friday is the first game one of the World Series. Now, I'm not a Yankees fan, I'm a Mets fan. I'm a little upset and a little bitter, but I'm happy to see at least New York represented in some way.
Yes, definitely.
That is all we have for this week's sports update. For Laura and Harth, I am Sophia Monteforte. Thank you for tuning in, and we will see you next time on Penn State Sports Night.
Hey everybody, thank you for tuning into this edition of Penn State Sports Night. We hope you liked that segment.
And we're sure there's other Penn State Sports Night segments that you are going to love as well. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel for more content.
And check us out on social media for updates and behind the scenes clips and pics. Follow us on Twitter at PSSN TV and on Instagram at PSU Sports Night to keep up with all the action.
For all of us here at the Belisari Media Center, we are
Penn State Sports Night.